Garden Patio Show, and it's setup day, so you will hear a little bit of noise behind us, but I'm with Rick from Prairie Perennials right in Dundee, and he has some beautiful plants for us today. Rick, you always have a great assortment.
Oh, thanks.
Let's talk about this rhodie, which I had to look at the tag because I didn't think it was a rhodie.
Yeah, you wouldn't know it by looking at it. It's a Rhododendron Superflimmer.
Cute.
Yeah, it's great. It's a great plant. It doesn't get as big as your normal rhododendron does. It's a little bit smaller. But the great thing about it is it has this bright foliage year round. So even when it's not blooming, like your typical rhodie, when it's done, it's kind of blah, it's just there.
Right.
But this gives you color year round.
And what color is the flower?
It's kind of a lavendery purple.
Beautiful. It is just gorgeous. And then look at this one here. I love that kind of two-tone foliage.
Yeah, this is Picea orientalis Silver Seedling.
Pretty.
It's a rare form of Oriental spruce. It has this kind of a white, kind of silvery tint to it, but in the spring, when it flushes out new growth, it's going to be even more white.
Wow, very nice.
So it's a beautiful plant. It's a beautiful addition to the landscape. It's going to get fairly tall. It's going to get into that 8 to 10 foot range, but
not bad,
really, yeah, when it gets big, it's really showy.
It does nice. And what a nice contrast. Here's something in chartreuse, really beautiful.
Right. This is a golden form of a Caucasian fir. This is Abies Nordmandia golden spreader. And it's somewhat prostrate in its growth habit. It's still going to get up about 3 or 4 feet, but it's going to kind of spread out. But it's going to be a little more gold in the wintertime, but it's going to retain a lot of that color during the summer. So it's a great plant in contrast with something darker green behind it. It's really showy.
Yeah, very nice. And we've seen this one before, and that is just a beautiful Japanese umbrella pine.
It is. It's my favorite one. This is Stern Snoopy, and it's a smaller form of a Japanese umbrella pine. Also, the other difference is that it's a lot thicker needle.
I know, it looks fake. It really does.
Yeah.
It's so rubbery.
It looks very tropical if you look at it, but
true.
it's a hardy plant too, so you don't have to worry about that. But it'll get very dense as it grows, so you can't see the inside is how dense it is, but it's just beautiful. Great in a container.
Oh, that would be
really nice. Yeah.
Very nice.
Grows very slowly, however, which makes it a bonus for a container.
Right. And speaking of containers, look at this little guy. That is just so cute.
This is another Oriental spruce. This is a dwarf form of a Oriental spruce. This is Picea orientalis Tom Thumb.
Cute.
And it retains this gold and green color year round. It's going to have kind of a bun shape to it as it grows, so it's going to grow very slowly. It only grows a couple of inches a year, but it will get up to about, mature height is going to be about 1.5 feet by about 1.5 feet.
So a smaller garden or a container would just be perfect.
Exactly, and it gives you a lot of good year-round color.
Nice. And talking about interesting, this is really something that's been in the market and so interesting these last few years.
That is Pinus contorta Chief Joseph, which was discovered in the Wallowa Mountains. This time of year, a very bright, vibrant gold.
So pretty.
Yeah, will turn green during the summer. It's a kind of a plant you don't want to dry out in the summer because it's going to burn if it's in full sun, which it wants to be in full sun.
Okay.
So you'll want to keep it watered.
All right.
The other thing you'll want to do with it is as it grows and the candles, the typical pine candles come out, you'll want to cut those about halfway back so it stays nice and full because it grows slowly, but it has a tendency to kind of get real gangly if you don't do that. But if you do that during the summer, it'll help it stay compact and real nice looking plant.
Ah, nice.
But this time of year, you can't beat it. It's very showy.
It's pretty. And really, to pair something really dark with it, this would be a really nice kind of companion.
Right, and this is Cypress obtusa Spiralis. Now, the interesting thing about this, it's a Hinoki cypress.
Okay.
But the interesting thing is its growth habit. It has kind of a spirally growth habit to it. Looks like it's been kind of pruned that way, but that's just its natural growth habit. It's not going to get real huge. It's going to get, anywhere from 3 to 6 feet, depending on what it feels like. But it's another full sun plant, but it's a great architectural plant in the garden. It looks really nice.
And it's nice that we don't have to prune it, that it does it itself, because to do something like that takes a lot of time.
It does,
so it
does.
It does it naturally.
Right, exactly. And having a tendency with Hinoki cypress, if you prune them, they have a tendency to brown out too if you're not careful. So.
Well, good. And then what about this one on the bottom? That's really pretty.
This is Cedar Deodar Snow Sprite.
Oh, cute.
And it's more of a prostrate grower. Really good color this time of year. It has a tendency in the summertime to get a little bit more of a kind of a whitish tint to it. More gold in the wintertime. But real nice addition to the landscape because it covers a lot of space but stays low, so you can have a lot of color without dedicating a tremendous amount of space to it. So.
Right. Well, this is just a small, really inkling of what you have in your booth this year at the Yard Garden Patio Show. So please come down and see Rick at the Prairie Perennials booth. Well, thank you so much.
You bet. Thank you. I appreciate it.